afternoon. Today we will discuss about the first discussion of our midterm period, which is the international social work. As we all know that one of the fields of a social work is in international. By the way, international social work is in international social work extend beyond the needs of the people in our country and looks at people around the world that need help in international. International social work not only examines emergent needs but also evaluates everyday problems that people in other country endure. Also, international social work promote changes where necessary, helps to solve problems in human relationship and enhances the well-being of people's lives. According to Tatsuro Alimuto, Master of Science in Social Work and Doctor of Social Work in Japan College of Social Work, the meaning of international social work are the following are not necessary international social work. Number one, practice or research on or other countries. Number two, joint work in practitioners or professors of other countries. Number three, international comparative research and analyze. Number four, assist to the two or second or third world in research of South-North relations. Fifth, cross-culture social work. Sixth, devotion to international social work organization and participation in international conferences. Eight, the internationalization of social work is not identical and internationally social work. But the really meaning of the international social work is international social work is a social work which deals with problem caused between national or across national boundaries or effort beyond national boundaries to solve those problems. So, meaning po talaga ng international social work is to deal with the problem caused from the different boundaries or limitation from the different countries. International social work thinks of acts for the well-being of all people or the on this earth or 6.5 billion people in some 200 countries and districts. International social work does not attach any special meaning or importance in value to any specific countries or people. What human services provide should do to strengthen global visions and interconnections. According to Akimoto, the acquisition of the view not to see national boundaries gives an opportunity to see matters by other endies such as class, gender, race, ethnicity, tribe, and religion from the very beginning. Totally different pictures may appear in front of you. International agendas. Here is the international agendas. Under with Emeritus Professor Jim et al. Center for Human Rights Education. The new international agencies. What is the role of social work in international? First is 20th century poverty and equality, peace, human rights, raise HIV awareness and refuge, as well as more specific professional areas such as international country adoption. The 21st century terrorism and global warming. So one of this agenda why that they exist as an international social worker. Gym life terrorism. The response to terrorism has tragically been largely tribal and exclusive rather than multicultural and inclusive. So, what does this mean for social work and for some social workers? I believe social work has responses to make at different level. One of these, which is current climate, is particularly particularly courageous, is to apply a classical social work systematic analysis to terrorism, refuge simply to pathologists, the individual, though of course strongly and unreservedly condemned their violent action, but seeking to understand those actions in a wide context, just as a social worker would do with any offender. How do you see countries in the context Africa, Afghanistan, Iraq, Palestine, North, Xinjiang, Tibet, Mexico, and Colombia and Cuba? According to Jim Lee, global warming, social workers need to understand how it affects the population. They work within different parts of the world and should be engaged in the debate about climate change, arguing forcefully for the importance of social justice and human rights, being a forefront of policies, designation to cope with the American global warming. We need to be looking at global warming not as scientific problems but as a social problem. So we as a social worker, if we work in international, we do have also to study or we do have investigate also the global warming towards to the country. What's the international social work views from the different countries? According to Gemlet, let's go, we need to let go of the preconceptions, our frameworks, our models, our theories, our objectives, our intentions, strategies, or assumption about knowledge and skills, or believe in enlightenment progress or materialism or Western hang-ups, and we need instead to listen and learn humbly and sincerely from others in a genuine believe that the world views is not superior to any other and ended that is Western world views what is the cause of much suffering and oppression and the ultimate endangers entire planet. So we as a social worker we need to be humbly recognized or to be humbly engaged about different community outreach, community research and investigation about the oppression of our country maybe in our planet. Social work education rather than arming students with an array of theory and models to make them feel comfortable, secure the certain we need, I would suggest to be helping them to be uncomfortable, unsecure and uncertain and to accept the discomfort, insecurity and uncertainty are characteristic of human condition in the era of postmodernity. I would suggest that if social work education is to equip social workers to work internationally, a thorough study of poverty and equality nationally and globally and a rediscovery of our profession, historical commitment is a foundation. Let's proceed also with the human rights from below. So for social workers to embrace human rights, we need to develop alternative understandings, which I suggest should concentrate of the idea of the human rights from below. The exploring understanding of the human that extend beyond the bounds of modernity. This is human rights and human responsibility as embodied within our lives experience as enacted in our daily lives. Human rights as a participatory democratic project where we share different understanding of the human what that means in terms of our rights and responsibility. It is a powerful basis of relating to other through our sharing humanity rather than through professional roles and can be modern organization organizing participal for an international social work curriculum under with post-colonial studies. The next curriculum, or which is important for international social work, is the incorporation of post-colonial studies, so that students understand the profound and insidious effect of colonialism. Further, To that analysis, there are a number of safeguards against colonized practice, which apply to all social worker but most particular to international social work. And this can build into a curriculum. This includes importance of letting go, critical self-awareness, openness to critique from others, sensitive for the language we use, including such obvious colonial words as strategic tactics or targets, campaigns, and interventions. The need to be way of objectives, to be wary of the objectives, target and outcomes, and instead to rediscover self-determination, broadly understood as a basic for a practice understanding our locations in domination colonizing culture, allowing people space and time for validation of their own culture and traditions, and the importance of listening and learning before teaching and intervening. So it's a simple, you need to accept no more tactics in this post-colonial studies. You need to understand the location, you need to understand the different tribes of that certain person in the different places. Next, let's proceed to embrace the process. All this is nothing new for social work, of course. Though to work which way we will need to reject much of the modern managerial approach to social work, we need to be valuing process rather than outcomes and objectives. In the interest of other ignoring social work ideal of self-determination, we need to be perhaps more value based than evidence based. Value based, from the word value based, it's the outcome based or the result, not that evidence based or investigating processes. And we need to be defining knowledge, competencies, and skills in such a way and distracts the privilege built into both and discourse of professional and discourse of the West. We need to stay put with our localization or indianization in that certain place. Social workers is, in my experience, can do this well. It is what I believe is the basic of all social work, but especially to international social work. According also to Akimoto, problem caused between across the beyond nations and boundaries, correct? The different boundaries or location of the different countries. If you are in international social work, it is really difficult to have an engagement or to have that protocol from the different country. Thinks of acts that affects the well-being of 6.5 million people in over 200 countries. No special meaning or importance in valuing to any special country or people, so it's more on generic, no more specific. A thorough study of poverty and equality national and globally. It is it also studying about the international concern about the poverty, inequality, and the globally competitive of that person. Human rights from below, post-colonial studies, more value-based than evidence-based, destruction and privilege of the professional in the West. Another, according to in Costa Rica is country. In Costa Rica, at Academia Centroamericana de Español Program Studies at Academia Centroamericana de Español, an area program for 2 to 3 weeks with home stays, including for some opportunity to learn about social problems and healthcare. Topics of interest were immigration issues, wife abuse, substance abuse, and other social concerns. These were visits to social services against services project, as well as lecture by directors or of social services programs. Problem caused between across and beyond nation and boundaries. Things of acts that affect and well-being of 6.5 billion people all over 200 countries. No special meaning of importance in value in any special country of people. A thorough study of poverty and inequality. Nabalik ko na yan kanina. In other country like Nigeria, the aims of the program were fostering a mutual relationship between the university and institution in America, promoting a global perspective and students necessary in knowledge based in 21st century competitive economy and engaging student and faculty in the collaboration research. So in international social worker, to be specific in Nigeria, they are more concerned about collaborative research from the different country. Lethonia, asset-based community development workshop with social workers, social work faculties, nurses, nursing faculty, including participants and other university school of social work and from community-based program. So they are merging or cooperative with a different what we call that development workshop. Another in Guatemala, meet with women receiving microloans through the Whole Planet Foundation. These women had created and expanded their home businesses, which include small stores on the front of their homes, selling homemade ice cream. Sari store are the inter-economic enterprises. Next will be in South Africa. Meet serve orphan children, packed two buses with 26 um, suitcases for a full of medical supplies, toys, clothes, shoes, and other resources. In London also, there are 10 weeks in London seminar class, including business and political. So lastly, the overview in Nasway in international work. The first is working for equal opportunity in U.S. and internationally. Second, the struggle for human rights remaining a vital priority for social work profession. In the 21st century, social work must promote greater education and awareness of international human rights issues and seek opportunities to active and address social justice issues around the world. Another in the Human Rights and International Affairs Division aims in international social work. Number one, develop and maintain collaborative relationships with international development like agencies, foundations, and other organizations to promote social development. Another, advocate and develop provider and public education materials of identified thematic issues area, which is the different localization in that certain country. Showcase the social work profession international development arena through NASWay and its member. NASWay are the National Association of Social Work. Further develop, identify founding for special projects and social work across national, the SWAN, or what we call the different organization in social work. Society of the Social Work Association of the network association network. Increasing dialogue with the between NASWay member to highlight good practice in international social work. Issue areas: the child right in protection, foreign assistance, gender equity, global health, immigration and refugee resettlement, international women rights, peace and social justice, psychological support. NASWay also have international commitment. They have also the specific responsibilities, the collaborative practice issues focus group. Here is the different factual population action. Ito po, the women rights. Yan po karamihan sa kanila. The global agenda which I already discussed kanina. The social workers reap benefits from international experiences. And the NASWay International Social Work Chapter from the different researching, serving militar, providing aids, coordinate international. Yan po lahat ang mga under with the international social work. So have a blessed day to all, and next week we will have our quiz regarding this topic. Have a blessed day and thank you for the participation.